What's up, Rockstars? Today I'm bringing you a top 10 list of my favorite hidden gem Patreons that give you awesome miniatures. Let's find out what they are. As always, I'd like to start out with a quick thank you to my YouTube members and patrons. It is through their financial support that much of this channel is possible, whether it's not relying on the game companies of the board game industry that I review and critique so that I can stay honest and you hear my opinion, not the opinion of my wallet. Additionally, all the resin and stuff like that, everything that has to do with 3D printing is all thanks to you as well, so thank you so much for that. Now, let's go ahead and dive into these because I'm excited to tell you about these that you may have not heard before. Now, the first thing I'd like to say is that this is not a plug for my Patreon. What this is me trying to shed some light on some really, really good work, way better than my work, quality work that some people are doing that I think they deserve hundreds and hundreds more patrons. So, if you can do anything for me, don't worry necessarily about my Patreon. Just share this video with somebody that either might be interested in 3D printing for miniatures and maybe they want to see what's out there, or they have a printer and they just are looking for something cool and exciting to use, or any kind of interesting group or anything like that. Let's go ahead and shed some light on these patrons, not necessarily mine, because I think they are doing fantastic work and I'm really excited to kind of talk to you guys about them. So by all means, share away and tell people about anything cool that you see here. It doesn't even have to be my video. Even if you're just sharing their Patreon, I think that'd be awesome. So let's go ahead and dive right in now that that disclaimer's out here. And I want to start out with Twin Goddess Miniatures. Now, Twin Goddess Miniatures has 316 patrons. And by the way, almost all of the ones I'm sharing right now are sub 500, sometimes quite a bit. We're going to get some in the 100 range. And they're all fantastic. This one is... The first thing that really got me, first of all, is the style of the sculpt that they do here. It is really, really cool. It's like slightly cartoony, but also really dynamic as well. And just almost a different genre. And I guess I'll kind of share that with you. I think the quality of their images are exquisite. They're doing a great job on all of these. And I just think they look really cool. Additionally, they're one of the ones that do a lot of alt sculpts. And so what they'll do is they'll have these miniatures and then they'll do like, and here's a different version of them and all that. So they're teasing what's coming up next. And again, just full of character and just a very, you won't find a miniature looking like this elsewhere. You just won't. This is one of a kind, unique and interesting and cool. And all of their characters have, well, character, which I think is also very cool. Now, this is the one that got me, is right down here. If we go down here, this lady right here, it's called the Cute Wizard, and I think she looks awesome. She kind of reminds me of a video game character that my wife played once in an MMO where you could be a witch and you could dress up kind of more witchy than normal with the big hat and everything. But the base and the dress, and this looks like a great miniature to paint. Like everything is like nice and big and interesting, but there's little details like the heart rock here, but there's also, all alternate versions. They have the cute little skeleton guy, which again is just adorable. And then some, different versions of the miniature. So see, here's another version of her. So same essential miniature, but way different too. So when you hear alt sculpts, you might think of something like, oh, you changed out the weapon or something like that. And you could just change out the weapon, but there's a big difference there between the two. And see, and here's again, even on top of that, you can change the weapon. And so I was really impressed with these. I think the miniatures look great. And I cannot believe that they only have 316 patrons. Seriously, it's great. And not only that, but you can join at a 450 tier, which is awesome. And you still get like a lot of the cool miniatures. You don't get like the alternate sculpts. It's essentially all they're doing. So it's one of the cheapest Patreons I have seen for miniatures, and one of the highest quality. I think that's a double whammy. I don't know why you wouldn't really, unless it's just not your style. Next up, I have the Great Grimoire, and again, the style is just, they're just doing different things. Now, one of the things that I think is great is they are doing busts, and their busts are very, very cool. They're already teasing kind of the next one they're doing. What's really cool is what she's done is create this whole world, and all the miniatures kind of live in this world, so they're all kind of really related in some way, and she releases kind of art and story and just kind of interesting tidbits that you can do. But everything's kind of related, which is cool. And I mean, again, where are you going to get a jester that looks like this? I mean, that is an incredible jester. It's just great. It's really, really good. If I go down farther, let's see if it's public or not. I am a patron of many of these. However, I'm not signed in, so I'm not showing anything that they don't want to be seen. I wanted to avoid that. So, which is too bad, but it is what it is. And I understand. So here's some of the busts. This old hag, by the way, is incredible. I've seen her printed and it's amazing work. It really, really is. And so they have different versions again. So you can have them with the lantern or, just holding the crow. Their ghosts theme that they had last month is really very cool because they have this kind of stylized ghost stuff. This is a great, this would be a great villain that you kind of came across, or an NPC or something like that. They have like the whole terrain thing you can do, and you can kind of print off different parts there. It's really, really cool stuff. This is probably the first print I will do from them. It is just, again, great. And then if you read into the story, this girl is somebody that we've seen an adult version of, but I love the claw marks and everything. I could talk about this a lot, but I'm not going to too much more. But again, the ghosts are really, really great. This would make a great, if you painted her in like a light blue and white or a light green and white and kind of had this ethereal or ghostly kind of presence to her, I think that would look incredible. Super awesome. I love that she's floating. Great stuff. And again, I am just flabbergasted that these people don't have more. So 267 patrons, and I'm sure we'll just keep on growing. All right, next up we have Cobra Mode. Now, Cobra Mode is, again, a very, very unique style, and only 341 patrons. Hard to believe based off of just how unique they are and the incredible large miniatures that they have. If you're looking for like Animal Kingdom minis, this is where it's at. This is a freaking moth rogue. If you ever wanted a moth rogue, here you go. Down from the legs to the like weird like feeler feather things they have through the two big wings here. Super cool design, and super dynamic, and I think it's great. They do a lot of these like smoke effects, which I think they do very well and look super cool. They have different like terrain and stuff they'll do, and then of course in the big guys as well. And then look at this. Look, this guy's got a little monkey on him with an umbrella, and he's like sitting there all cross-legged, doing the little symbol with the like on like some wind, like just. And then this this little guy. Again, great. Was it like a salamander, like berserker, kind of Teeny Mutant Ninja Turtle? Is that a Naruto hat? What's going on there? The bases again look super. Each one is so different. Whether it's a kind of a sand garden or these kind of weird designs here, or rocks, or almost it looks like it's like at the edge of a beach or something, but it's got like mushrooms. Just different cool things. And then you get these big miniatures that are just incredible. I love how he's like built into the, like he's swirled out from the base. It's almost like the base is a portal into like the water that he's swirling out of. Just incredible looking with the, all that kind of fin stuff fanned out and everything. Super cool. And again, I've not seen miniatures like it before. It's just stands out in every way. They all do. It's just really good quality stuff, end to end. So if we look at a little bit more, I want to show you just a few more here. Maybe just to really sell you on it, because I think it's just they'd just be fun to paint or to print and just use. They by the way, they have these 5e things that they keep releasing, so you can totally kind of incorporate this as much as you want into your kind of tabletop gaming, which is also super cool. Look at this guy. Standout thing here, I believe, is the rocks, and how the rocks look like they're floating, but it still supports it. I think it's just awesome. The faces, especially this like nasty tongue thing, is super cool. And of course, then the guy way up here. Again, just incredible stuff here that you just don't see. It's just unique stuff. Like this guy here. Look at this guy. I love the arm over the pole with it behind him like that. Just incredible. Very good. So I could talk about minis all day long. You guys that aren't new to the channel definitely know that. So just really passionate about this stuff, and I think it looks great. Next up, print your monsters. Very straightforward in how they're They were talking about it. Essentially, you got some monsters you want to print, you can print them. What I love about this, not only is the quality, as you can see, looks incredible, but the range that they do, like the amount of monsters they do and the styles. Like right now, by the way, they're at 459, so sub 500 patrons, which again just boggles my mind based off what they're doing. Look at these mushroom people. Look at that. One of my favorite things here, besides this giant guy that just looks awesome, is I love the little skulls they added in the mouth of this one. I think are just great. But these just look so cool. And the amount of color you could use when painting these is just, it excites me. I just think that sounds cool. So, super cool. But then before that, they had this dude. And oh my gosh, he comes on 2 bases. He's so big. So 1 base and 2 base. And again, just the detail level and the textures and the unique design that they have going on here. This miniature alone, if you were to like buy this, would cost you like a small fortune, I feel. Whereas here, I think he's looking great, and you could print him. You could print 2 or 3 of them if you really wanted to. And they look super duper cool. The bases as well are never like normal circle. Like they fit that mold, like that size, but they're kind of irregular and pure texture from the sides of it to the kind of grittiness on the bottom here, all the little kind of rocks and twigs and stone, and it just, the attention to detail is incredible. Like, look at that body. Oh man, that looks cool. I'm impressed every time I come here. They have some unique, crazy looking monsters that I think are just awesome. Next up, Asgard Rising. Speaking of a unique kind of look at like a style, this one definitely has it, and I'll show you that in just a second. 427 patrons. I'm sure they're just going to keep rising and keep gaining. This is new. I hadn't seen this before. This is the Goddess of Death, which is actually, this is probably a work in progress, or it's just a gift. So there you go. The reason I say this is because it's a much different style. This is what you normally get, is this kind of stuff. Look at the detail on these bones. I love how he starts like up here, and then the base is down here. This weapon made of bone as well, I think looks great, and none of their heads are attached. And in fact, and this is what, oh man, come on. What I want to point out here is a lot of them are holding the skull, which I thought is just super duper cool. I hadn't seen that before, and I think it's great. I've seen the kind of head come out of a head before. This is very well done. But then also, again, look how it's just building all the way up here, and then it's like they morph. It's like this is all one thing, and it morphs into the thing that he's writing. And again, I love that he's holding the head. I just think that's so cool. Oh man, see, I want to show you a few more. So let me click the button correctly. Again, holding the head. Holding the head. It's another angle there. Here's, again, holding the head. The cloth here looks great too, and really helps kind of give it a more defined shape. And I love the coming out, clawing over each other, and then forming into the body itself. It's like all one thing. Super cool. They did some like Norse people and stuff like that, which also look super cool. I mean, they just look great as far as I'm concerned. But what I really liked was their Valkyries as well. They do like different scatter terrain kind of objective piece stuff. And again, really well done. I think they do cloth really well. Like, I just think that looks great. Different style fences you can get, all sorts of stuff. What I wanted to point out here, here's the Valkyries. And again, the tattered wing look, the like kind of ruffled, damaged feathers, super cool. The helmets that they are in as well, I think are super cool. And I really like the cloth that they're wearing too, because it's kind of like fancy but plain, if that makes any sense. Like very reserved, but very regal, I guess you could say. But the masks as well, I think between the masks and the wings, I think it just really stands out. I've seen a lot of Valkyries in my day. I really like the look of that one. It's just a little rough, and I think it fits this kind of rough look that they do here so well. Next up, Bite the Bullet. This one, again, surprises me. 212 patrons. There's no way they're staying there. They're only going up if they keep doing the quality stuff that this is. A little on the cartoony side, but just a smidge, not too much. And again, super unique. Plus, they have a terrain that's cheaper. So if you're just looking for some terrain, you can get that for just $6, which is awesome. They also do a lot of Patreon stuff, so I see this all the time. They post these miniatures painted each month where people paint their miniatures, and of course people are way more talented than me. But it runs the whole gamut of different, things people have done, and just seeing these miniatures used is super cool, I think, as well. This witch, by the way, is one of my favorite witches that I have seen, and it's not just because of the traditional witch look, but I love the how much hair she has, but also that she comes off the base. So see, she's just launched, but I love how it literally comes off and then comes back, ends up in the middle. I think that's super cool. I think if we scroll enough, we'll see. This is cool, by the way. She's got these dragons, these goofy little How to Train Your Dragon style dragons. I think were cool, and I actually really like the base. It very much matches a kind of more soft, worn, almost chiseled stone, with not super sharp edges, and I think it matches the crystals that are kind of the theme here really well. I wanted to show you real quick here the Devourer that they have, because I think they did a great job there as well. If you look at this, I love the side eyes they did, the teeth claw things around there, and just the fact that he's full on attack, I think look great as well. And who doesn't want another Devourer, right? I mean, they just always look super cool. So very unique miniatures, and again, I think very high quality stuff. I wish I could produce stuff this high quality. I really, really do. And I don't mean produce this in print. I just mean stuff I create, an actual creative process like this. Incredible. Titan Troll, again, definitely up and coming. 163 patrons, but I suspect that's going to go way up, because I guess it could speak for itself. First of all, they do busts, 4 busts, which is a large amount. And they did a whole chess set. So this is the Rook here, right? It's the Goblin. So if you go back, they did more and more. And, the guy pulling the wagon though is what gets me. I love goblins in a wagon being pulled by this ugly dude here. Awesome. Love it. I think they look super cool. This whole miniature I think is awesome. And I love I love the goblins in there. The goblins have all sorts of personalities, you can tell. Some of them look pretty darn cool too. I would play this guy in any game if he was a character. That dude is, I love it. He's this short little guy, the double daggers, just thinking he's all awesome. Super cool stuff. So they just do really cool, interesting, really good quality busts, that again are unique. This kind of grizzled, kind of beat up dude. Love it. I haven't seen another bust like it, and I think that's great. And as you can see, the range is quite large. If you look at this chick compared to what we just saw there, it just each month seems so different. Next we have Nikis Hatchery. Again, 105 patrons. At the fact that he's making this high quality stuff and only has 105 patrons is beyond belief for me. I can only assume he's really, really new, because this is incredible stuff. A very World of Warcraft kind of feel, if you ask me, with the big tusk troll looking kind of guy. But then you look at the ears, the eyebrows, and you're there's definitely some uniqueness going on here. That's just a work in progress. I don't even know what the heck that is. So cool. But if you look at this, look at the detail of just their clothing and the kind of tribal area that they live in, with the worn stone and the spikes on everything, and the weird altar thing that looks like it's has a face, and they just look really, really neat. I think you can see some of the alt styles that you can do, and just this whole thing looks awesome. I love it. Really cool stuff. And then you see what he did last month, and again, really cool stuff. So you got these stone guys, right? You got these freaking bears, which look awesome. I especially love the size of the bears. And then you have this freaking rhino dude, and you can see the splashed mud. I'll show you the base in a little bit here, but that mud base is incredible. Love it. Super, super cool. So let's go on and get towards that, because I want to show you that most definitely. Just looks incredible. The rock guys are cool, like them. All right, so here he is. You can kind of see that whether it's a splash or a wave or whatever. But then you look here, look at the detail. I love the mud there. It looks just awesome. One of the best mud base I have ever seen. Not that I've seen like a metric ton of mud bases, but I think that this looks cool. The quality here is just so good. There are Patreons that would give a guy like this out for like backing for 3 months, and he just gives it to you in 1 month. It just the bang for your buck in this one seems really good, especially for the quality. Now this one, some of you may have heard before, the Beastarium miniatures. That being said, I was so surprised only 619 patrons. They're still well under 1,000, and I know there are that are above 1,000, so this is definitely one that I think deserves more, because look at this. A little bit more mature, a little bit more grimdark, a whole lot of awesome. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. I love the giant dude with like the guillotine and his head's chopped off. I think it's insane. These like skull freaking tribal dudes are crazy. I love his hammer. Hopefully we get a better look at that. The like Templar dude with the demon chained, again, also super unique and cool. Like that is just awesome stuff. I love it. It reminds me of like Hate, but done really cool. These bases, I would almost back just for the bases. Those look incredible. All of this just looks so good. I mean, even like the toenails that they did there. Oh, and like the freaking stab through the foot. Oh man, just look how tall he is. Look how big he is. Awesome stuff. They do some super duper cool stuff as far as I can tell. Each month is just incredibly detailed. If you want to like show off how detailed your printer can be, this is probably one to do. Skulls and Bones is right. Okay, we're almost done now. I want to show you one more. And again, this one I think is just incredible work. Here is 3D Art Guy. And again, he only has 676 patrons. Definitely going to go up. Now, he has some stuff that I can't wait to show you. Actually, I'll show you off of Patreon because he has it posted there. All I can say is that this is such a good deal. $7, $7 a month. You could get it for $3. You could get the tier 2 stuff for $3 a month. And the tier 2 stuff has like legit stuff in it. It's just incredible stuff. Like here's this month, and they did kind of like a Red Riding Hood kind of thing going on, and then some other person, I guess. But they're not all like this either. If that's not your style, that's fine. They also did this like cyberpunk person that looks great. They also did Wolf, which again looks great. And look at that Valkyrie. Look at those wings. Look at that shield. Oh, the like inlays on there, and just the attention to detail in the different textures, whether it's the kind of scale plate like that, or whether it's, solid, or whether it's like ornate, whether there's some fur, whether there's some leather, whether there's some just regular cloth or braided hair versus regular hair. The more you look at it, the more you see an incredible miniature. Wolf, I love wolves. Yes, let's do wolves. Cyberwolf, I am down with Cyberwolf if he looks like that. That is, in fact, I like that wolf better, actually. That's a cool wolf. They're showing some 3D supports there. Let's go ahead and take a look, because one thing, and this is incredible, probably the best deal I have seen on Patreon, hands down. You click this join button and you get the tier 3 welcome pack plus the tier 3 monthly releases. What are the welcome pack? What is the welcome pack? It is constantly added to where you get access to their old stuff. Look at this other version that you can get, by the way, of the Valkyrie. Incredible with like the fire hair. This is a whole diorama that you get. So not only do you get all this, let me go back to, yeah, here we go. So here's another pose of her. Come on. Okay, I'll click here. Like just smoting this guy out. Like this dude is screwed. And you're like, well, okay, well, how screwed is he? Like, is it like really bad? Yeah, it's bad. Here, we'll get to it. I think it's after this one. Look at that. It's like eyes freaking catch it on fire. Freaking awesome. Heck yes. Just super duper cool. What an incredible miniature. And he's done a lot of great ones. And again, you get these in the Patreon, and they're just incredible. He does some like Warhammer stuff. So he's got some crazy looking cool Warhammer stuff going on here. Again, just looks awesome. Look at that freaking cut in half. Freaking body parts everywhere. Awesome stuff. I love it. This is such a high quality, you get some like Nurgle stuff. Why not do some Nurgle stuff? Heck yeah. Look how happy he is. Really high quality stuff. So the fact that he is only at 676, there's no way he's not going up. The quality of these look great. The quality of all of these look great. Whether you're doing Twin Goddess, whether you're doing Great Grimoire, whether you're doing Cobra Mode, all of these are just so good. There's a link to every single Patreon I covered down below. Feel free, if you saw anything that looks cool and you want to support some awesome artists doing awesome things and being kind enough to give away their STLs, knowing the risk that can take sometimes. If you want to support honest hard work, these people are pumping it out every month. Blown away by it. I have more quality, awesome miniatures to print and paint than I even know what the heck to do with anymore. Just, again, super duper awesome stuff. And really that's all I wanted to share. I have some more, patrons. I have some more, places that I'm going to be getting some miniatures, especially big diorama pieces. I'll be sharing those in future lists as well. If you do want to see more lists like that or want to kind of, just follow me on my 3D printing journey, or maybe it's Kickstarter board games or, some other nonsense or miniature painting, feel free to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that bell icon so that the subscribe actually matters and YouTube will actually show you my videos. Otherwise, it's just kind of wasting time because YouTube barely shows videos anyway. But the bell does help, so if you're going to do that. If you appreciated highlighting these kind of up-and-coming or hidden gem patrons, go on and click that like button on your way out. And if you know of any that I didn't mention, feel free to share with everybody, the whole community here. Comment down below, link to them, and I would love to see some more awesome patrons just like this. I could definitely use spending some more money on some cool minis. I think we all could. So that's all I had for you today. Have an awesome rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your upcoming Thanksgiving if you're in America, and I will talk to you guys again real soon.